The Democrats, they're done. I don't think they have a chance in 2022 or 2024 after what happened in Virginia Wednesday night. I mean, they took a shellacking, and that's an understatement. But I want to share this Breitbart article with you because this is a living, breathing example of what we talk about here on the series, that you can make it in the greatest place on this planet, the United States. Now, on a side here, I think that politically, as far as how our government is run, we would be much better off if all these states just seceded from Washington, D.C. We should just secede from this thing we call a union. Because originally, we were just a confederate of states. That's what we were. A confederation of states who saw themselves as independent and sovereign and gave limited power to the federal government. They didn't want to live under the tyranny of a king or the thumb of an oppressive government. And I think if we got back to our roots, seceded from Washington, D.C., I think politically we'd be a lot better. I think race relations in this country would be a lot better. And I think things would run a lot more smoothly than they have been in the past 150 years. And a lot of you are saying, yeah, if you want secession, you want to return to slavery, Jim Crow. No, that's not true. In fact, for those of you who clicked on this video for the first time or the series for the first time, you don't know what you're in store for. Because we don't talk about white supremacy here. Well, we do. But we don't celebrate white supremacy. We don't have this desire to return back to the days of Jim Crow. That doesn't happen on this channel. We fight against that. What we really fight against is censorship. That's why I chose the name Cultural Confederacy, a rallying cry against censorship, protecting free speech, protecting our way of life as Americans, preserving our history and culture. That's what this channel is about, bringing to light music by lesser-known composers, celebrating great art, great music. That's what we do here if you're new to the channel. So don't forget to click that like button, subscribe, hit me up on Instagram at #JasonComposes, leave comments below, and now you can reach me at Twitter, Cultural Confederacy at Twitter. But I have to share this Breitbart article with you because this goes to show that you can make it if you put your mind to it. So you have the first African-American woman lieutenant governor elected in the state of Virginia. Very historical moment for that state. And this article is by Ian Hanchett, last name Hanchettt. This came out yesterday, November 3rd. Title of the article, and please forgive me as I stumble through this. I'm still adjusting to reading from my computer and doing the video at the same time, because if you've been following the series or if you're new to the series, for the longest time I was handwriting out my notes from these different articles and sharing them with you on the videos. So I was stuck in the dark ages. But over the past weekend, I bought myself a computer, an Acer CX1500. Love it. It feels like an Apple, fraction of the price. It's a great little computer, perfect for what I need for the channel. And other stuff outside of YouTube. But title of the article here, Virginia Lieutenant Governor-elect Sears. I'm destroying race narratives. You can't say I'm a victim. I wish Joy Reid would invite me on her show. Now, there's a really kick-ass photo of her first name is Winsome. I love that. Her first name is Winsome. So Winsome Sears, she's got a photo out there where she's posing. She's wearing like a business suit, and she's posing with a rifle. Kick ass, man. Kick ass. So it says here, on Wednesday's broadcast of the Fox News Channel's The Story, Virginia Lieutenant Governor-elect Winsome Sears, Republican, said she is, quote, destroying all the narratives about race. Wondered how anyone can say she's a victim. Sears also challenged MSNBC host Joy Reid to, quote, have a real discussion with her on Reid's show. Oh, I love that. She's feisty. We need that. We need more of that in D.C. Sears said, I'm destroying all the narratives about race. Look at me. I'm a heartbeat away from the governorship in case anything happens to the governor. And how are you going to tell me then that I'm a victim? And I didn't do anything special to get here except stay in school and study. I took advantage of the opportunities that are available here in America. I wasn't born here. This is not my culture, not my country. but she learned to adapt to our way of life as Americans, and she brought the influences from her culture to our culture, and those over time mix with each other, and that's how we create this great thing we call America. So once again, she says, this is not my culture, not my country, but America allowed me to come and do for myself and for my family. And I remember when I was wanting to go to college, I had 3 children under 5. My husband took a lower paying job so he could stay home because he already had his degree. And I put one of my children on the back of a bicycle so I could get to college. So no one can say to me, I don't know what it is to be poor. You're looking at the American dream. Amen. Amen. So we can do better. Absolutely, we can do better. And it's not 1963 when my father came at the height of the civil rights movement, 17 days before Martin Luther King Jr. gave his I Have a Dream speech. We're better than that. We're always going to have problems. I understand that. I'm not saying we're perfect. No nation is. But you can see those people at the border right now trying to get in. They're dying to get in because they know if they can put a foot on American soil, the trajectory of their lives will change just as it did for my father. And that is the American story. Coming over here with nothing and working hard and saving your money and being the best that you can be and wanting to strive to be the best you can be in the greatest place there is on earth, the United States of America. Later, after viewing a clip of Reid accusing Republicans of encouraging, quote, soft white nationalism, Sears stated, I wish Joy Reid would invite me on her show. Let's see if she's woman enough to do that. Oh, I love that. There's that feistiness. I'd go on a heartbeat and we would have a real discussion, We'd have a real discussion without Joy speaking about me behind my back, if you will. She talks about white supremacy. Does she know that I ran against a white supremacist? I mean, Joy, come on. Get your facts straight and come talk to me then. That's how you handle these people in the media who want to talk about soft white nationalism or want to say that if you love this country, you're a white supremacist, that you're racist, you're sexist, you're homophobic. And the people who are saying this make 3 times the amount of money that you do. You're probably out there working 2 or 3 jobs to survive. And here, they're making how much a year under the Klieg lights? So I wanted to share this article with you. Maybe I should read should I read some of the comments on Breitbart? Let's not protect the guilty here. So I'm not going to say their names, but here are some of the comments about this. Hey, blacks, instead of making heroes out of the druggies of your race and culture, George Floyd and Trayvon Martin, look at this woman as a positive role model for you and your children, especially your daughters. This woman is a success story, a true heroic American. I'm extremely proud of her. Next comment. And how many black doctors, teachers, police officers, accountants, business owners are there out there that rarely even ever get looked up to? No, the only people the black community look up to are sports players, rappers, actors, drug dealers, and criminals. I may not always agree with that, but that seems to be the case. That's what the media is portraying here. You know, I don't understand that. You're going to put up a statue of George Floyd, but you're not going to talk about George Washington Carver, who was a personal hero of mine. He saved a lot of people from starving. I look up to neurosurgeon Dr. Benjamin S. Carson Sr. By the way, he was in Trump's cabinet. Wasn't he in charge of HUD? I look up to brilliant economists Thomas Sowell and Walter Whitman. Now, I have to say something, though, here. A lot of these people, whether they're black or white or what have you, they're part of the establishment. And I never understood Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative. What exactly does that mean? What are you conserving? What are you liberating if you call yourself a conservative or a liberal? Seriously, folks, I'm glad I'm an independent voter because I look at things by using logic and reason, not some philosophy that somebody came up with at a college somewhere, funded by some think tank for a particular party. I mean, these 2 parties have been in power for how long? And nothing ever changes. This is why I'm saying we need to seriously think about divorcing ourselves from D.C. That would be the best thing we could do in this country. And we would be the better man for it if we did that. Maybe I should do a couple of videos about secession or promoting secession, right? What else is in the comment section here? It's actually Walter Williams, not Whitman. Okay, so somebody corrected somebody in this thread here, but they were trying to promote Walter Williams. It says here, Thomas Sowell is a virulent never-Trumper. His name is permanently enshrined on the cover of that disgraceful National Review Against Trump edition with the rest of those losers who wanted Hillary Clinton to be president. As I was saying, they're all part of the establishment. So some opinions are across the board. Somebody say here they're bringing Trump into the conversation again. Can we talk about Trump now, YouTube? I'm reading you comments here from Breitbart News. Mark Levin was never Trumper too. Many got on the Trump train eventually. Oh, someone's got the Confederate battle flag. Right on. I'm not going to say this person's names. Like I said, I'm going to protect the innocent. Did I say person's names? There you go. Getting schizophrenic on y'all. So this person with the Confederate battle flag says this. The same can be said about Glenn Beck, can it? Love how they're calling all these people out. You know, whatever happened to talk radio after Rush Limbaugh? I don't know where the ratings are. They have to look that up. Maybe I'll do a video about that, where talk radio is now after the death of Rush Limbaugh. Someone else says, I'm not so enamored with Trump either. His failure to seek a second opinion when Fauci and Birx came to call is inexcusable. TS is a national treasure. His ability to stand up to the media, Democrat and Rhino attacks, all while being 24/7 investigated while being censored by big tech, made me easily forgive a few mistakes. He had snakes all around him, for God's sake. Somebody else said that. So they're getting to this discussion about Trump. But here we have this issue coming out about censorship. Remember, they banned President Trump from being on Twitter or Facebook. That's why we rally against that, because this country was built on the idea of free debate. Free speech. We need to preserve that. I'm really enjoying this new computer, guys. I really am. So thank you for bearing with me, for letting me kind of walk through the dark, so to speak, while I'm doing this. Or, it is adjustment. If you've never done a YouTube video, it's kind of trippy because, if you're sitting in front of a computer, you got to look at the camera and then you got to read from the computer. And it's just, your mind's got 5 things going on at once. But I thought I'd share this article with you, once again from Breitbart News. This is by Ian Hanchett, Hanchettt. Title of the article again is, going to the top of my page here, Virginia Lieutenant Governor-elect Sears, I'm destroying race narratives. You can't say I'm a victim. Wish Joy Reid would invite me on her show. So don't forget once again to click that like button, subscribe, hit me up on Instagram at #JasonComposes, leave comments below, and now you can reach me at Twitter, Cultural Confederacy at Twitter. This is the Cultural Confederacy saying peace out, stay safe everybody, God bless this great country, I'll catch you next time, and let this be inspiration for you to get out there, work on whatever artistic project you're doing, pursue whatever venture you're pursuing, and remember that you can make it in this country if you put your mind to it, if you do what this lady did. Let her be a role model. Let her be a role model for your kids, not somebody like George Floyd. And it's sad what happened to George Floyd. But we're propping up somebody like George Floyd and we're not looking up to somebody like Miss Sears. I just love that name again. Winsome Sears. That's great. Winsome Sears. So I'll catch you next time. Cultural Confederacy saying peace out. Have a good night.